Sports presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, the era of star free agents increasingly being on the move has created a media frenzy that sometimes can be intense and draining. Some players like Kevin Durant have pushed back against year-long and incessant free agency questions. Warriors coach Steve Kerr said, "We're all actors in a soap opera, and we have to deal with that part of it." Kevin?
It can be a circus. David, thanks. Hey, Smitty, when a team underperforms early in the season, fans tend to go crazy. I mean, they just can't figure out why this is happening. But what are the players saying to each other on the bench when they're traveling in the locker room?
You know, I think when you're having great communication, Kevin, when guys amongst each other, you're trying to get through it, you're working through it. Whether you get through it or not is fine. I think there's a sign that things are going wrong. Kevin, you hear about these player-only meetings. When you start having 2 or 3 of those, that's when the ship is starting to go south.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Markkanen and Carter are up front, and it's White in at the point. And for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. Stolen by Carter. White looking around. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And even as a rookie, you could see the consistency game to game from Wendell Carter. Very dependable on the glass and on the scoreboard for a player so young.
And with Carter, he's only going to get better over the years.
The upside is easy to see. He always finds ways to contribute to this team. Not sure if he'll be a star, but he'll be a rock on the offense and defensive end for a long time.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you look at Wendell Carter Jr., the center out of Duke, fantastic blend of size and mobility. A lot to like about what he can do.
No good on the second free throw. And with Wendell Carter Jr., we saw flashes of his potential last season.
Easy to see why he was a snap pick at 7 for the Bulls back in 2018. As he gets more comfortable in his role and his teammates lean on him, he could be a force.
And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. On defense, Chicago. First quarter of play, 1 minute played.
No.
Now Valanciunas. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami. 2 on the clock. Here's Morant.
I'll tell you, Otto Porter was all over that shot, suffocating D.
Passes it to Markkanen. Back to Porter.
Hit me, I'm open.
Pass to Levine.
Screen.
And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Valanciunas, he's got that long wingspan. You saw it right there on that play.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one.
Oh, my God, they can't buy one. 0 for 4. Sometimes this happens. That's how you set the table and everybody gets to eat.
The Bulls have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Levine finds Porter. Back to Levine, and Levine throws it down.
The complete game of Otto Porter. Overplay him, and it's a good bet he'll find the open man.
Now here's Morant. White covering. Now here's Morant. 23 points for him the last game against Miami.
You can't forget about how great he was at forcing contact and getting to the line. He racked up a lot of easy points at the line that way.
Now here's White. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. 5 on the clock. Markkanen good.
You have to be impressed with the way this kid shoots the ball. Markkanen built for that mid-range game.
And here's Winslow. Pass to Jackson. Nice D from Porter.
They are out of rhythm. 1 for 5 so far. You just need to calm down and reward your matchups.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates.
Now here's White. 14 points from him the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Here's LaVine, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Smitty, with all that he's been through, you can't question Zach LaVine's love of the game.
You're so right. It's crazy to think LaVine wasn't even a starter in college, but he's worked so hard to improve. The way he has fought back from injuries and continually dedicated himself to the game, something to admire.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
And with this team, Zach LaVine has been thrust into the role of the leader. Still young in his own right, but as a rising star and a large part of the future, responsibilities have fallen in his lap.
And Memphis making a change here. Anderson's checked in. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And for LaVine, he is the best scorer on the team. And you know what, Smitty? He should be a leader.
You're right. And that isn't something that's easy to step right into. After losses pile up, you feel more pressure and want to take over every game. Zach LaVine should be up to the task, but it will take some adjusting.
Now here's LaVine. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. And Carter with the basket on the assist by LaVine.
Beautiful find by LaVine there. Takes his time to survey the floor.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. That one falls.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
The Bulls leading by 4. LaVine feeling it out a bit. That one, no good. And Memphis the other way now. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Yeah, and a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
Anderson passes to Valanciunas. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's where Valanciunas is a handful, inside and on the block.
Markkanen kicks to LaVine. And the jam by LaVine.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Here's Morant. Almost, but it rolls out.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
And with Otto Porter, the skills are always apparent with his play. And Smitty, you just like when he's playing aggressively on the floor.
Yeah, it's something that his former coach, Scott Brooks, was always trying to promote to Porter. When he becomes more than just a catch-and-shoot threat, that's when his game is at its best.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
With Wendell Carter Jr., you love the do-it-all ability, the understanding of the game.
Carter hits them both.
Looking at the Bulls roster, there is a lot to like. They have a great collection of talent, and their core players are all very young and improving.
The pass to Morant. Back to Brooks. Valanciunas passes to Morant. Shoots over White, and it's Morant missing. And Steve, for the Bulls fans, their hopes lie in their young core.
Totally agree. The Bulls should focus on developing that core, have a good blend with Levine, Markkanen, and Carter. They just need to keep their eye on the prize.
Now here's Morant. Wendell Carter unable to get his last shot to go. Count it. Morant's got his second bucket.
And the level of concentration, Morant looked under control despite being under heavy duress.
Now here's White. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Brooks for three. Here's Winslow. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Sometimes it's who wants the basketball most. Winslow comes up with the extra possession and finishes the play.
Here's Levine, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Levine's got his third basket of the night right there. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Morant with it. Brooks outside. Here's Morant. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Carter.
Looking now at the numbers for Winslow. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
Now here's Levine. He has 7. The shot's good from Carter.
Wendell did this against high-level college competition. Consistently showcased the ability to score with efficiency.
Morant with it. Satoransky covering. The Grizzlies with another miss. And here we go. Here's Levine, and it's good for 2. And now an 8-point Bulls lead.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
They're doing it by building it out, step by step, valuing each possession.
Now here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. Porter pulls it in.
Can't fault the play call, even though he couldn't convert. That's a good shot.
He dishes it to Levine. Now here's Satoransky. Tight defense on him. Passes it to Carter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
This is the thing about Wendell Carter. He's got the skill to go with the size. Very difficult to defend. A new Memphis head coach, 3 of the last 4 seasons. Changeover in the front office as well. Hopefully, they'll find some continuity moving forward.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. Smitty, this Grizzlies team has always given a good effort. How tough do you think it is to see a coach let go, even when his players are responding?
You know, it's very tough because you gain trust in that coach. And often having a coaching change are more of a symptom of what's going on above them in the front office.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Clark, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. DeAnthony Melton comes in for Brooks. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. 9-point game. And Thomas Sadaransky gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Melton. Pass to Anderson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Melton. Shot to stop the run.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
Here's Levine. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. And that's now 11 points for Zach Levine.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the pass to Clark. Rebound by the Bulls.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. A starter in this league for almost a decade, Thaddeus Young's numbers, Greg, won't blow you away. So what is it that makes him a winning player?
I think it starts with his defense, Kevin. Drawing charges and getting deflections. His quickness puts him in a position to make those effort plays.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Even when plays, Steve, aren't being run for them, certain guys always get a lot of their points on tip-ins and putbacks. They're always right there. Who catches your eye in that category?
Andre Drummond, for sure, Kevin. He's phenomenal on the offensive glass. Rudy Gobert, Al Horford, he gets those timely tip-ins.
He does, you're right.
And look at another guy is Whiteside. When he's engaged, he can. Marvin Bagley is a newer name, and he's fantastic at that as well.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And this Memphis team stakes its identity on defense.
Last season, top 3 in block percentage. They make their stand at the defensive end.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Hornets in Charlotte.
And they brought the energy. I thought played well, but both teams really put on a great show. Unfortunately, someone had to lose.
Nothing to hang their heads over. When you have 2 evenly matched teams on a given night, it's anyone's ball game.
Melton, no good. Chicago leading by 13. Here's Levine. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Levine's got 13 points.
His shot making has been superb this quarter. He's taken over this game.
Passes to Melton. 1:36 left in the first quarter of the game. 5 to shoot. Jones, that's for 2. And that time, also a missed shot. Into the Bulls, shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. And it's Young, that time on the assist from Dunn. And the Bulls lead by 17.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Timeout.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
Down low and stolen by Dunn. Young outside. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
That free throw good from Thaddeus Young.
Well, not an easy time on offense for the Bulls last year. They struggled mightily on the offensive end. Third worst in the league in effective field goal percentage.
Here's Clark. 11 points for him in that last game against Miami.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Two.
And that one falls for Clark.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
That one misses. And so Young will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. They have a 19-point lead.
Who's watching him?
Kicks it to Dunn. Goes up at the stripe. The rebound by Anderson.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Now Jones. No points in the game yet for him. Shoots the three. Knocks down the three ball. And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for the Chicago Bulls. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. And we'll be back with you shortly. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And the Bulls guys have been rolling right along, haven't they?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Chicago right now, they've got LaVine, Satoranski there with Dunn, then it's Young, and it's Gafford in at the center position. Here's Clark.
Hey!
Right side Jackson. Clock at 6. Here's Melton. And the three off target. The Bulls leading by 16. Now, here is Young. Bulls moving the ball around. Bean passes to Satoranski. No good with the triple. And here are the Grizzlies now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
You guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, though. If you're going to shoot in the low 30s, you're going to end up losing a lot of games.
They couldn't hit a thing out there. With that awful shooting percentage, you will be lucky to win one game in this league.
Jackson, that's good.
They saw what the defense was willing to give up, and they seized that opportunity.
And Satoranski kicks to Dunn. Pass to Gafford. Over Jones. Gafford misses. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Melton feeling it out a bit. Pass to Jackson. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Dunn outside. And the Bulls with another miss. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Knocks it loose. Clark. Good work there as it goes.
You got to know this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
Now, here's Satoransky. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Jones with it. Now guarded by Dunn. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
This is the mindset Clark has. He's opportunistic and really has an awareness of when to attack in transition.
Here's Levine, 13 points in the game. And here is Satoransky. Steve, the number of timeouts and even fouls have dropped in recent years. Do you think that's brought a better flow to the game?
Yeah, I think so. I know we have so much stoppage in our game, especially when they go to the referee's review. If we could do something about that, but I love that they've dropped the number of timeouts to keep the flow of the game. That's what most fans want to see, just the flow of the game continue.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And last season, the Grizzlies increasing their rate of three-point attempts, but still bottom 6 in attempts and percentage.
This team needs more shooting. The grit and grind era is over. Their offense has to be more dynamic.
Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Memphis. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Well, the Bulls for so long were known as a tough rebounding team. Not the case anymore.
Yeah, you think of the last time the Bulls were a playoff mainstay. Rebounding was key. Now it's a weakness of their team. Dead last in the league in creating second chance points.
And here's White. After Tyus Jones getting his shot to go from deep. Levine passes to Gafford. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 3 assists tonight.
And you can sense them just starting to squeeze and shrink this lead a little bit.
Now here's Winslow. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Outside, Levine. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And there's the pass to Gafford. Drills it from outside. Gafford's got 5 points now this quarter.
And you see the pass. Levine improving as a playmaker, learning how to succeed at this level.
Jones. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Satoransky the pass to Levine. The Grizzlies pull it in.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
White with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Passes it to Gafford. Over Jones. Gafford misses. And it's Jones with the ball for the Grizzlies. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Their next game, playing at home, is the Nets coming to town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Not pretty. You've just got to shake off a miss like that.
Feeds it to Clark. Young with the steal. Only one man back on D. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Chicago Bulls continue to be a team in rebuild mode. They traded for Otto Porter at the deadline last season, and that seemed like a turning point. It lessened the logjam in the front court, and his versatile game fit well with some of the young players. Now that they've added rookie Kobe White with other moves this summer, fans are eager to see this young team take the next step. Kevin?
And David, they've got some pieces too. Thank you. Such a wide open look. Young's got 8.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami.
His shot blocking dominated the game. His 3 blocks really had an effect on defense.
And last year, a bit of a pivot for Justice Winslow in terms of his game. Found one of the better ways he could contribute to the team is through his developing playmaking skills.
The Grizzlies shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. And for Winslow, he filled in at the point when Dragic was injured last season.
And Winslow looked really comfortable in that playmaking role. We know he struggled with his shooting, but when he can contribute with his passing, it adds another layer to his game.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Valanciunas is checked in for Clark. Dylan Brooks comes in for Melton. And it's Morant in for Tyus Jones.
The 10th overall pick back in 2015, Justice Winslow has been fighting injuries, but he still has a chance to be very good.
Valanciunas trying to free himself up. Misses off the right iron. Chicago leading by 11. Now Porter. 11 points for him in that last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. And it's White missing. Brooks with no one around. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
White dishes to Carter, buries it down low. Carter's got 12 points in the game.
And just running the offense, White's that new breed of combo guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Brooks against Levine. Here's Brooks. He's got 5. In the corner, Winslow with it. Shot clock at 5. Over Carter. Winslow's shot is off.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender, right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
Now here's Levine. He's got 15. Carter, the pass to White. The 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
And you have got to honor White on the perimeter. Once he gets comfortable from there, it's going to be bad news for the defense.
Here's Morant. Shot from free throw range. Here's Jackson, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
Anderson, he's checked in for Justice Winslow.
One shot. One shot.
And that one falls for Jackson. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
Timeout.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way to slow his roll.
Looking here at some numbers for Zach LaVine, he's coming off an excellent season. Last season, put up about 23 points per, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And no secret, he can score the ball. #1 on the team last year.
He loves being the go-to guy. You can see it in his swagger. And boy, he sure lit it up last season.
And it's sent back by Carter.
That time, Carter's length and vertical paying dividends. He has tremendous potential as a rim protector.
And that's his 3rd foul. The chance you take leaving him in with 2. Let's see if they'll sit him now until the half.
Here's White.
Yo, kick it out, kick it out.
Hey, yo, right here.
Step out.
Dishes to Markkanen. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Anytime you can set up Markkanen off the catch, you have a good chance of coming away with points.
Poked away. Porter with the steal. Here's White. And it's Chicago scoring again. Here's Morant. Anderson outside. Brooks outside. Just 5 to shoot. They need this. And it's Morant. That time on the assist by Brooks. 7 points for John Morant.
Well, this is where we talk about Morant's versatility. He can work off the ball because he's worked so hard on that jumper.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so here's Memphis. They trail by 14. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Dunn. Lays it in off the breakaway. 14 points for Wendell Carter.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Pass to Morant.
Switch.
There's 1:54 left in the first half of basketball. He kicks it to Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. Morant with it, and it's Carter picking him up. They get the rebound, and there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play, going to the line for 1.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
The 6'9" Kyle Anderson has a 7'3" wingspan. A big asset defensively. Not the most athletic, but he racks up blocks and steals.
One shot.
That one misses for Anderson. And you look at Anderson, he likes playing with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he has good ball handling for his size and great court vision. We call him slow-mo, but he can get to the rim on his drives, and he's a good finisher when he gets inside.
And here's Morant after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident. And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he knocks down the first one. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And the potential of Morant is sky high. A dynamic guard. He plays with a Russell Westbrook type edge and intense on both ends.
LaVine laid in with a nice touch off the glass. LaVine's got 22.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Now here's Valanciunas, and it's sent back by Carter. Here's Levine. The second effort, he takes it up and lays it in. Levine's got 11 points in the quarter.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
Now here's Morant, guarded by Porter.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
For Chicago, they have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Satoransky's checked in for the Bulls. The free throw drops in for Dunn.
To me, Chris Dunn has all the tools to be really good. Has to cut down on the turnovers and has to keep working on that jump shot.
Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. He feeds it to Valanciunas. They can't stop the run with that one.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
And so it's Chicago, cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
Zach LaVine led the way in the first half. He ended up with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, you could see the maturity in Levine now. Physically, he's gotten stronger. Mentally, for him, the game has slowed down. He's proving that he could be the #1 scoring option in this league.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Now here's Morant. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Carter. And so White will bring it up for Chicago. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Here's Morant. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
And Morant is great at putting pressure on defenders, which in turn draws contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight, and few players are more explosive athletically.
He hits both from the stripe. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Man, I'll tell you, when you get your floater game going, it's a tremendous weapon.
The feet to Valanciunas. And last season, Jonas Valanciunas averaging the fewest minutes of his career. Greg, at the same time, he was playing the best basketball of his career.
I mean, his scoring per minute through the roof, rebounding at a career high level. He can dominate inside, especially at that offensive end.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Well, Steve, it's expected that we'll eventually allow 18-year-olds to enter the NBA draft. You're a proud Michigan State alum. Are you concerned players may miss something by choosing to skip the college experience?
You know, Kevin, in this situation, for sure, there are some players that I would say is going to make some mistakes and maybe come out too early and not be ready. But I think we have to allow them to have these decisions and not have these decisions taken away from them. I love college, but there are some guys that are just ready to go play in the NBA, just like other areas of life. When you're ready, you're ready.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there. And Memphis owing a pick to Boston. Rumor was they hoped it would convey this summer rather than rolling over to the 2020 draft.
Moving up to number 2, not a bad outcome with a potential star in Ja Morant. They've got another key player for their rebuild.
The first free throw is good. Carter hits them both. Now here's Morant. 11 points in the game. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. But now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hanno Matala, who was actually Lauri's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me on the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude. David, thanks. Here's Morant. The Bulls knocking down the 3. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And for Justice Winslow, the former 10th overall pick out of Duke, he has transformed himself into a Swiss Army knife of a wing player. Gives you a bit of everything.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, it's funny to think that not too long ago, Smitty, Winslow was viewed as a defensive specialist.
And in all fairness, that was not too long ago, like you said, Kevin. But what I like now, his playmaking has improved to where he can create for others, and he's getting more and more confident on his threes and scoring.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And here's White. 8 points for him. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Here's Jackson. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And then Levine with the jam.
Attacking with purpose. Levine takes the contact, finishes strong, now goes to the line for one more.
Well, you look at guys like Otto Porter, Greg. He just brings so much with his consistent outside jumper.
And guys, he's shot threes at a tremendous clip the last few seasons. I mean, really for his whole career. Sometimes can be a bit passive, so you just make sure he's involved and looking for his shot.
A late bloomer in high school, Zach LaVine could still be just scratching the surface of his true ability.
Now here's Morant. He's got 11. Pass to Jackson. To the inside. Valanciunas against Carter. No good from Valanciunas.
They just don't have it right now. 0 for 4. Must have been one poor speech at halftime.
Grizzlies have gone 0 of 4 from the field. Oh, my goodness!
Did you see
what
that
a play?
one, Kevin? Unbelievable. What a slam by big man Valanciunas. I didn't think he had that in him.
Now here's Levine. He has 29. Sweet little floater. Levine's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. Do you like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25. Just something in place to help these guys, especially some of the things they're having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
The Bulls making a switch here. Young's checked in.
And here's a look at the stats for Otto Porter. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 14 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the calls.
Now here's Brooks. 5 points in the game. Here's Valanciunas. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Look at the concentration from Valanciunas on that play. Takes the foul and still finishes the play.
And steady improvement, Smitty, for Lithuanian big man Jonas Valanciunas. You look at his per-minute numbers, pretty impressive.
They are. He'll give you 20 and 10 with 30 minutes a night. But in today's game, it's so perimeter-oriented. Will he get that opportunity?
One shot.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon.
And Levine, here we go. No good that time.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Levine's got 34.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
Morant dishes to Valanciunas, and it's in there.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
For Chicago, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. White against Brooks. White, good.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Now here's Morant. Out to Brooks. Memphis moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. The three-pointer off the mark. Chicago's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Here's Porter. And Winslow pulls it down.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
No good from Valanciunas.
Right idea, but just too much heat on him defensively, even with the fadeaway.
Shots good from Young.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
Brooks kicks to Morant. Now the pass to Valanciunas. And Levine comes to help. Pass to Morant. And here's Winslow. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Clark, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. DeAnthony Melton comes in for Dylan Brooks. And Jones subbed in for Morant. Satoransky's checked in for Chicago. Pass to Porter. White against Jones. To the paint. Outside Porter. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Gafford misses. Grizzlies shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Here's Clark. He has 7. Outside Jones. Pass to Melton. Now Jackson. Kicks to Winslow. Trying to end the drought. Offensive rebound. Count the basket. Melton's got his first 2 points of the night.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Satoransky with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Grizzlies with the rebound. Fast break Memphis. And the dunk by Winslow.
Not the tallest wing you're going to find, but Winslow very explosive.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Satoransky. Buries the long-range jumper.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now here's Winslow. 9 points in the game so far. To the left wing. Clark finds Jones. It's blocked. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Here's Clark. White covering. Clark the pass to Winslow. Porter with a block.
Otto Porter with the reach to get that one. He gobbled it up.
Shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, easy call. And last year, the Bulls having issues moving the ball was actually a strength for them in the seasons prior.
Totally agree. You look at all the relevant team assist stats. The Bulls were bottom 5 in all of them. This team, they fall into too much isolation for stretches.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Young.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
So both teams making some changes here. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Melton. And Anderson has it in the corner. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Anderson's got his second basket of the night.
Kyle Anderson still has that little hitch in his jumper, but nice work off the catch and shoot.
Gafford passes to Dunn. That shot, no good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. To the middle. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 9.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Dunn looking over the floor. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, so many people were worried about Chris Dunn's offense after his rookie year, but you know what, Greg? He's turned it around.
And gone from struggling to hit 40% of his shots to shooting better from the floor. Still a strong defender, and he's making people forget that his offense was ever a question mark.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. That one is no good. And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
No good from Clark. Chicago's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Baseline J on the way. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Rebound by the Bulls.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Chicago making a switch here. Carter's checked in. Dunn outside. Satoransky looking around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And again, no good by Chicago.
Missed opportunity. It's a makeable shot for him. He just can't get it to go.
There's the pass to Clark. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
Tough task trying to corral Clark there, especially when he's looking to score.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. And so here is Chicago. Dunn dishes to Carter. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
The thing about Carter, even though he loves to play back to the basket, he can also face up and knock down the jumper.
Here's Melton. Passes it to Jones. Now here's Anderson. The dish to Clark. 6 to shoot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And let's take a look at the story on Chris Dunn, how he performed last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Shooting 2. You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
The first one falls. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Pass to Carter. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Markkanen. They grab their own miss, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
He's a tough guy to shoot over. Wendell at 6'10", with the 7'4" wingspan.
He's been getting to the line, now his 6th trip in the game.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
That's good from Carter.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Jones against Dunn. Anderson outside. He dishes it to Clark. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
Tonight, he's gone 3 of 6 from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Good on both. Chicago with the ball. Dunn outside. Dishes it to Young. 34 seconds left in the third.
Nice block by Anderson. Can't get too high off the ground, but uses that 7'3" wingspan to full effect.
Back to Jones. Pass to Valanciunas. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Jones. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got 6 rebounds in the game. And so it's Chicago with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. We've got Carter. Dunn is out there with Valentine. And it's Cornette in at the 4. Jones against Dunn. Out to Carter. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jones has got his 4th rebound in this one. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Here's Carter, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Smitty, for players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button. So, yeah, they got to be careful. You're right. And the first one drops. Grayson Allen's checked in for Clark. Carter hits them both. And it's Jones with the ball for the Grizzlies. He kicks it to Jackson. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists now in this one.
And it's important that Jackson become consistent from deep. That definitely has the touch to make shots from there.
The shot by Valentine, no good.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game. Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Jones looking for an opening. Allen up top, the 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Now, here's Dunn. Carter down low. He's against Jang. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Allen leading the charge. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Denzel Valentine.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Well, Steve, we keep seeing new arenas and new state-of-the-art training facilities. As a player, what do you value more, the home court or the practice court?
Kevin, I really think it's the practice court because you spend so much time there. But a lot of times now, franchises have both, the home court and their practice facility right inside the arena. If you can have the practice court at an all-time high, something guys like and love, they'll spend a lot of time there.
And he makes the first. Felicio's checked in for Carter. And Allen drops them both. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter.
Hey, who's right here?
Valentine kicks to Dunn. Poke loose. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good.
One criticism of Jim Boylan before getting extended was his offense, called too slow and too methodical. He addressed that this offseason by getting a top assistant to redesign the offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Jackson comes in for Jackson. Brooks checked in for Allen. And it's Morant in for Jones. And he makes both free throws. And Steve, for Boylan, a first-time head coach, a smart move to shore up his staff, though.
We see a lot of coaches now hire a specialist assistant coach to delegate parts.
Look out! Here he comes!
That was amazing, and look at the elevation. An explosive, high-level athlete. You see why Zach has won multiple dunk contests.
The pass to Valanciunas. Over Carter. No good from Valanciunas. Bulls have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Dunn left side. Back to Levine for 3. Here's Carter. And good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points. Carter's got 25 points in the game. Knocked loose. Brooks outside. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up and up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
Clock at 6. Carter with it. He's picked up by Morant. Levine can't hit. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Grizzlies. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Now here's Morant, guarded by Levine. Valanciunas against Carter. No good from Valanciunas.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
White, he's checked in for the Bulls. Outside, Markkanen. Kicks it to Levine. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Winslow's checked in. Here's White. Grizzlies on defense. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And that puts him right around 90 from the free throw line. Really good work here in the second half.
With the NBA looking to improve officiating, Smitty, they'd like to revise the rule book to more closely match the way the game is played. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we have to evolve. I think now the game has evolved to more three-point shots, so you got to look at also defense, hand checking, and now we're talking about a lot about, you know, room for guys to land, whether it's a foul or not. So I think it will evolve, and it should be because the game is evolving.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Passes it to Valanciunas. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And I like the way he's settled down here. I mean, after the sloppy first half, he's done a much better job taking care of the ball.
Levine with it. Now the dish to Porter. Shoots from the baseline. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got his 9th assist in the game now. Now here's Morant. White covering. Can they get it? Valanciunas trying to free himself up. They get it back. Jackson kicks to Morant. Another shot. That's good on the jump shot.
How about the handles from the young fella? Give Morant credit for taking the initiative and capitalizing.
White bounce pass. Shot from 12. No good off the back of the rim.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Takes the 3. Rebounded by Gafford.
It's so hard to keep the defense honest when you miss wide open looks like that.
Carter, the pass to Levine. You know, Smitty, Commissioner Adam Silver has been outspoken in saying there will be a female NBA head coach, and he says it's on him to help it happen sooner than later. And, Steve, we already see many women in various categories in the NBA all over the league right now.
So true, Kevin. I love the diversity, and it's much needed in our league. And I would say Adam Silver has done a great job of taking us in that direction.
Knocked away and stolen by White. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And what body control. Even when White gets bodied up, he sticks with his shot.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Jang, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Anderson comes in for Jackson. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Morant. The Bulls also changing it up. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Carter. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And it's Denzel Valentine in for Levine. And White, no good on that one.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
Misses the 3. Chicago's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Here's Hutchison. It's good. Hutchinson's got his first 2 points.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And for a team schedule that includes 4 games and 5 nights, sports writers have introduced the term schedule losses due to fatigue. I just don't think that's very good, but it's a reality right now.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, Kevin, you know these games, you travel a lot. Your legs are just done, and that's when you have to rely on a total team, play more guys. But it happens. You can't get out of this quicksand. You're going to have those type of losses.
Shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the Grizzlies making a change here. He hits the second from the line. And here are the Bulls now. They're on an 11-3 run right now. White the pass to Gafford. He dishes it to Young. Drops in the layup for 2.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow. Woo! He got a clean look, and he makes the defense pay for disrespecting him.
The steal. It's Allen on the wing. The floater. The shot off that time. Good defensive work there by Young. Pass to Valentine. Back to Young. Over Allen. Young passes to Gafford. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Jackson. And again, it's Memphis with the three.
And how about that mentality by Jackson? Looking to shoot it as soon as that pass was delivered.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. NBA gets headlines daily. You know what it does, Smitty? Around the calendar, there's no off season, but does the added scrutiny put more pressure, you think, on the players?
Yeah, I think it does. I think now you look at it, everybody wants to see what you're doing in the off season. And 24/7, you look at it right now, everybody has a camera phone, and everybody's looking for the stars, what they're doing off the court.
2.
That free throw, no good. The Bulls making a switch here. Felicio's checked in. And he's good on the second. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for Memphis. Pass to Jang. Here's Melton. White covering. The 10-footer. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more. For Chicago, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%.
And probably more of a natural scorer than passer. White has worked hard on his playmaking ability.
And he knocks down the first one.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit, getting to the foul line here in the second half.
And both free throws good for White. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint from a players and organizations with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Chicago. Dunn comes in for White. Jackson has the open look. Gets an open look and hits.
And Jackson isn't bashful about pulling up from the mid-range. He just has a nice-looking stroke from that spot on the floor.
The pass to Cornett. Now here's Valentine. Defended by Allen. Cornett kicks to Valentine. 5 to shoot. Here's Dunn. But they recover it. Misses with the tough leaning jump shot. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Allen. Lets it go from deep. The three-pointer is right on target. Allen's got 11 in the second half.
And Jackson is a terrific passer at that forward position. Fantastic at setting the table for his guys.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here
for the Bulls.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Zach LaVine.
You love to see this kind of leadership, directing traffic, keeping everyone happy. He was the straw that stirred the drink.
Pass to Valentine. From outside the arc, that's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
Allen outside. Pass to Melton. Overdone. Melton, no good. Now, Valentine. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long,